What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some battles in the Element Cup submitted to the channel by NalKross, who's running a Hisuian Voltorb, a very unique pick for this meta, alongside a double confusion backline with Slowpoke and Exeggcute. Now you might be wondering, looking at its typing, why nobody else is running Voltorb. It completely walls Chinchou and it has a stab electric type fast move for Ducklett. Well, unfortunately Charge Beam is an absolutely awful fast move and Ducklett can potentially win in the one shield scenario if it does successfully bait, which is quite pathetic for Voltorb since that should be one of the two matchups you'd expect it to dominate, but that's unfortunately just the way it is. It also doesn't have access to any cheap charge moves, and just for the record, all three of these Pokemon in this video are going to be single move, so they are definitely budget picks if you want a cheap team that you don't really want to spend too much Stardust on. So with that being said, let's get into the question of the day. What has been the least enjoyable cup we've had this season? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so going into the first battle, we lead into Ducklett. Now you can see here that these charge beams, even though they're double super effective and stab, they're really not chunking that much. They're almost doing as much damage with the wing attack, so that is quite disappointing for the Voltorb. And you can see we are single moved, we're running Thunderbolt for that big damage up against the Ducklett. We're able to swap and catch the second charge move here, just going to be an Aerial Ace as they did reveal it nice and early. The opponent responds with a Razor Leaf Shadow Oddish. They get the farm down in 4 Razor Leafs, but it does mean we land 2 Confusions, and 2 more is enough to take out the Oddish. They come back in with the Ducklett, we get the farm down, and they've got a Chinchou in the back. And now this should be an easy sweep for the Exeggcute. We go for the first Seed Bomb, this will grab the final shield. The second Seed Bomb will be enough damage to take out this Chinchou, and we're able to take that game. So, into the next battle, we see Voltorb into Vulpix. We are instantly going to swap into our Exeggcute here, and this might seem a bit interesting, but we are running Confusion, they're only running Quick Attack, so we're outpacing them for fast move damage, and as well we do make them swap into the Ducklett. We also grab a shield there. Of course, Exeggcute could potentially run Ancient Power. We are running single move Pokemon, so we don't have that threat, but the opponent does not know that. They have debuffed our attack with the Seed Bomb, with the Bubble Beam, so that Seed Bomb doesn't do as much damage, and they will be able to farm us down. We're now going to come in with the Voltorb, and we're actually going to call a bait here, and it is just the Bubble Beam, so that's amazing for us. We can easily farm them down, no shield the second Bubble Beam. This won't do an awful lot of damage, and we're instantly going to swap into Slowpoke. We bait out a Chinchou here, and we will be able to make it to the Psyshock in time before they go for a Thunderbolt, and this Psyshock will grab the final shield from the opponent, and at this point I think we just let the Slowpoke go down here. But no, we're actually going to shield, it's the Thunderbolt, and we're going to go for the farm down, but the opponent makes it to another charge move. Thunderbolt does take us out, but now we can get our own farm down, come out with our own Thunderbolt loaded, and from this range it will be enough damage to take out the Shadow Vulpix, and we take that game. So going into the next battle, we see Voltorb into Shroomish. A Shroomish isn't the most common Pokemon here, and unfortunately they do have a great response to our Slowpoke in the form of Seal, but they can only hit for resisted charge move damage. We go for the Psyshock, they actually don't shield the first one. We can let this move go through, just going to be a resisted Icy Wind, but they do debuff our attack. Can we get to Psyshock? No, we faint just as we receive the energy for it. That's really unfortunate. We're now going to wait at the Switchcock, come in with the Voltorb, get the farm down, and let's see what the opponent has here. They're going to come back in with the Shroomish, makes a lot of sense. We're going to go for the Thunderbolt, it is resisted, but Thunderbolt still does about 35% of their health. We swap into Exeggcute, and they come in with a Ducklett, so we don't have the best alignment in this matchup. Is there any way we can win this game? We go for the Seed Bomb once again, grabbing a shield. We're going to let this move go through. It's actually an Aerial Ace, which is really unfortunate, but I do think that was the play to let the move go through, calling that it was a Bubble Beam bait. They go for another Aerial Ace. We should be able to get the farm down, but we're going to come out with little health remaining. We won't make it to 2 Thunderbolts, so we will just go down there, and we do unfortunately lose that game. But into the next battle, we see a Bulbasaur in the lead. We're going to swap into our Slowpoke this time, as it isn't the hardest response to a Bulbasaur lead. We go for a side shot, grabbing a shield into the Chinchou, and that's great. At this point, we just let the Slowpoke go down. They actually bait with a Bubble Beam, but that might be better for them, as they will be able to get a Spark farm down and come out with a ton of loaded energy. Now, the energy isn't going to go too far, as we do resist everything and even double resist the Sparks and Thunderbolts, but they will be able to spam Bubble Beam after Bubble Beam after Bubble Beam. So let's see, we're going to let the second Bubble Beam go through. Still not doing too much damage, but they have significantly debuffed our attack. They're going to make it to a third Bubble Beam. Hopefully we will be able to get the farm down before they make it to Bubble Beam number 4, and we do get the farm down. We're going to instantly swap, but no, unfortunately the swap doesn't happen, and we have to shield the Seed Bomb. Now we swap, but the opponent reads it like a book, and they come in with Ducklett, so once again it's not looking too good for us. This time we are correct in calling the Bubble Beam bait though, so that is huge. We're going to go for the Seed Bomb, and this will grab the final shield because of the threat of Ancient Power, which we don't even have, which is amazing for us. Now they're going to go for yet another Bubble Beam. We're going to go straight for a Thunderbolt. We've got 100 energy, no point over farming. We take out the Ducklett and we make it to the Thunderbolt. Is this going to be enough damage to take them out? No, it's not, but can we get the farm down? It's a simultaneous KO, and we do end up tying that game. So into the next battle, we see Chinchou in the lead. Whatever reason there, we swap into our Exeggcute. The opponent swaps into Vulpix, so a pretty bad blind swap for us. Honestly, I don't know why we were swapping in that matchup anyways. And as well, we go for a CMP tie, which we lose, and now we're down 2 shields. So we are going to undercharge the Seed Bomb. I do really like this play though, as we were forced into the charge move there, but now we get the farm down, so it's not the worst case scenario. We do come out with some loaded energy. The opponent's going to come in with their Ducklett. We can go for a Seed Bomb number 2, and once again we should be grabbing a shield because of the threat of the Ancient Power. We swap into Voltorb, and we are able to bait out the Chinchou once again. And here they are going to shield a Thunderbolt, but they can't do much damage. So I do actually like this swap here, because if that Ducklett did get the farm down, a Brave Bird would easily take out the remainder of our Pokemon or thereabouts. So let's see, the opponent going to go for a Bubble Beam, still not enough damage to take us out. We make it to the Thunderbolt. It is now debuffed, but Thunderbolt takes out the Chinchou. They come back in with the Ducklett, they get the farm down. We come in with Exeggcute, forcing them to throw some of their energy. They go for a Bubble Beam, it debuffs us. Personally, I would have swapped out here and gone straight into the Slowpoke, but we go for a debuffed Seed Bomb. It's not enough damage to take them out. Is this the Brave Bird already? It is the Brave Bird, but we hang on with 1 HP and a Dream, and we take that game. Into the next battle, great lead for us. This time we will just stay in and not randomly blind swap into our Exeggcute. The opponent going to go for a charge move here, and they go for the Bubble Beam. Not going to do an awful lot of damage. We're going to overfarm, and it looks like this is a CMP tie. So we go for the Thunderbolt, grabbing a shield from the opponent, and now we're going to let the next move go through as well. They go for Bubble Beam number 2. At this point, we swap into our Exeggcute, and once again, we do bait out a Ducklett. You're going to see that it's very common that if we're leading with our Hisuian Voltorb, we're going to bait out a Ducklett with our save swap, because obviously they know that Ducklett isn't going to do too well up against an electric type. So they do get the farm down there, or they take us out with an Aerial Ace, and now we come back in with the Voltorb. We should be able to shield once and then fully farm them down, especially if they go for the Brave Bird, and now it's an easier farm for us. We're going to go for that Thunderbolt. They come in with Cottony though, which is unfortunate as it does resist the damage. We come in with Slowpoke, but it's a Razor Leaf Cottony. Oh, this has gone from bad to worse. We now go for the Side Shock. It will be enough damage to take out the Cottony, but we don't have enough health. Even though Sparks are double resisted, they do end up taking us out, and we do lose that game. But into the next battle, we see a Rowlet in the lead. Gonna swap into Exeggcute. So it looks like any sort of neutral matchup that isn't Chinchou or Ducklett, we are gonna swap into our Exeggcute, and the opponent going to come in with their Ducklett here. So yeah, I definitely think it would be great if we were running Ancient Power, but we are grabbing the shield pretty much every time anyway, so I don't think it's that bad for us. We're now gonna go for another Seed Bomb. They debuffed us, it doesn't take them out, they get the farm down, but once again, we can come in and farm them down with our Voltorb. We're actually gonna respect the damage this time around. It's just a Bubble Beam bait, which is unfortunate, but they come back in with the Rowlet. This will be neutral because of the sub flying typing, and Thunderbolt does big damage. We swap and snipe them with our Slowpoke, and they've got a Chinchou in the back once again. They're going straight for a Bubble Beam here, so we can safely let this go through. They might get a big farm down though, so that's going to be unfortunate. We go for the Side Shock, but the opponent lets it go through, and now we will be able to Confusion, farm down the Chinchou, and take that game. Into the next battle, we see a Shadow Oddish in the lead. We're actually going to swap into our Slowpoke here. I don't know why we did that, because they just farm us down. Yeah, not sure about that, but we come in with the Exeggcute straight away, also not waiting at the switch clock. We are switch locked, the opponent isn't, but luckily they don't have a great response as they come in with Rock Throw Macargo, which, since it is only neutral damage and non-stab, we actually outpace them there, and we do simultaneously KO. They've got a Badoo in the back, and for whatever reason, they just exit out of that battle. That was just a very strange game all round. Not sure what happened, but let's just not worry about that. Into the next battle, we see a Chikorita in the lead. Once again, gonna say swap into our Slowpoke. A bit of an odd decision here, but I do understand why you don't go into the Exeggcute, but we are now taking super effective damage from those Vine Whips, and now super effective damage from the licks from this Seal as well. They are able to make it to an Aqua Tail to take us out just before we got to a Side Shock, but now we come in with the Voltorb, and we do make it to the Thunderbolt. I believe that's also a CMP tie, but we take out the Seal there, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to instantly swap into our Exeggcute, and the opponent comes in with a Vulpix, and it's one shield to one shield. It's not looking good for us. We're going to shield the first charge move, of course, and we will be able to make it to a Seed Bomb, but they're easily going to be able to shield this up, go for another Weather Ball, and it should be game over. So the opponent going to go for the Weather Ball here. Weather Ball does take out the Exeggcute, and we're just not going to be able to farm them down in time. They make it to yet another Weather Ball, and from this range, it will take us out, so we just end the recording a bit too early there. But into the next battle, we see Chinchou. They swap into Dupiter, and unfortunately, we are triple weak to Bug, but we are doing big damage with our Confusions here, so we're going to let this move go through. They can only go for a Bubble Beam, or I think the other recommended move is Mirror Coat, so everything would be resisted from the charge move perspective anyway, so we're going to let it go through, going to let this move go through. Do we live the Bubble Beam? No, we don't, so unfortunately we don't retain switch advantage, but maybe it won't matter too much. We come in with our Exeggcute, we take quite a lot of damage from those Bug Bites as they are double super effective damage, but they come in with a Shadow Vulpix, and this is actually the alignment we want, so we're going to shield up in this matchup. They go for Body Slam, but it was a CMP tie, so this will be grabbing a shield from the opponent, and now they swap back into Chinchou. We're going to preserve the Exeggcute for that Vulpix in the back, go straight for a Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt connects, it does huge damage, taking out the Chinchou, and at this point, this should be game over. We can safely let this move go through. Body Slam takes out the Voltorb, but we can easily Confusion, farm down the Vulpix, and take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And as for my response, yeah, it's going to be either this or the Little Cup, really. Honestly, the Sunshine Cup was also not that great. I only did one day of battles in it, so yeah, recently just all the recent cups that we've had have been quite bad, considering the first few cups this season were actually quite enjoyable. But yeah, that's just my answer. If you want to see more content like this in the future, well, maybe not in the Little Cup or the Element Cup, but maybe some other GBL content, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.